The compliment lands, and you flinch. You crack a joke to deflect, you change the subject like nothing happened. And the strange thing is, Gen X got good at this. You were raised without applause, so you learned to clap for yourself. But you also learned not to need anything. Someone says, "I'm proud of you," and your throat tightens. You want to say thanks, but it feels dramatic. You hear praise as pressure to keep performing. You hear sympathy as a trap door. Why does support feel suspicious? And why does being seen feel like debt? Someone like Dave fixes a problem at work, then quietly disappears before anyone can make it a big deal. Someone like Lisa carries groceries, bills, and other people's feelings, then says she's fine with a smile that looks practiced. This pattern is not coldness. It is a skill your brain built when nobody was coming to rescue you. If your childhood is soundtrack, it was keys in the door, microwave beeps, and figure it out. Gen X grew up with a lot of space, but not much emotional spotlight. Many parents were exhausted, distracted, or just trying to keep the lights on. So you learned competence as a language because feelings did not get the same response. But it gets more complicated because what looks like independence can quietly become a rule, never be a problem. When support is inconsistent, the brain often chooses the one thing it can control, doing it yourself. That choice can feel empowering until it becomes automatic and you forget you are allowed to have needs. You stop asking, then you stop expecting, and eventually you stop noticing what you want. You do not miss help. You miss the idea that help could be safe. This pattern needs a name because it shows up everywhere. I call it the no applause muscle. It is the strength you built to keep going without recognition, and it is the tension that makes care feel like something you have to earn. You feel most comfortable when nobody is paying attention. You will carry the whole project, but hate the meeting where they thank you. You can handle chaos, but struggle with simple tenderness. The brain learns from repetition, so it starts linking praise with future demands. Here is the thing. Sometimes the no applause muscle makes love feel like evaluation, because compliments can sound like, "keep being this version of you." Researchers studying attachment and self-reliance often find that people who had to be easy early can feel uneasy receiving care later. Wait, the hard part is not that you cannot feel, it is that you learned feelings were inefficient. When you were young, being low maintenance kept the peace, and your brain filed that under safety. So vulnerability can feel like turning off your headlights on a dark road. You would rather be the one helping because helping keeps you in control. Dave hears "great job" and thinks now they will pile more on me. Lisa hears "how are you really" and feels exposed, like someone found the hidden door. This is where the no applause muscle starts costing you. Think about the last time you were overwhelmed and you still said, "it's fine." That sentence is often less about honesty and more about reflex. It is a habit loop. Stress shows up, you minimize it, and you get quick relief from not needing anyone. The relief is real, but it teaches your brain that reaching out is danger. Over time, you can become the person everyone relies on while privately feeling oddly untouchable. And then, when someone offers help, you feel irritated, not grateful. Because part of you hears help as criticism of your competence. No. Often you are not rejecting the person, you are rejecting the old feeling of being dependent and disappointed. That is why praise can feel embarrassing, like it shines a flashlight on needs you trained yourself not to have. It can also make you lonely in a specific way. People know what you do, but not what you carry. And when you do share, you might downplay it so fast the other person cannot even meet you there. Dave tries something small. He lets a coworker take one task without hovering. His body reacts first, like he is about to get punished for relaxing. Then nothing bad happens, and that nothing is the new data his brain needed. Lisa experiments with a different sentence, not a confession, just a true line. Today is heavier than usual. She expects awkwardness, but she gets a quiet nod that says, "I can handle your reality." Your brain learned self-reliance for a reason, because it worked in the world you were given. The reframe is not to become dependent, but to become flexible with support. Support is not applause. It is shared weight. Start with one low-stakes ask that does not threaten your identity. Like, "can you pick this up?" or "can you sit with me a minute?" When you accept help without apologizing, your nervous system learns that care is not a contract. And when you accept praise without racing away, you teach your brain that being seen does not equal being trapped. The no applause muscle does not disappear, it just stops running your whole life. You get to keep the strength and lose the loneliness that came packaged with it. I keep thinking about Gen X here because the toughest part was never capability, it was learning you deserve gentleness too. What is one kind of help you struggle to accept?